Welcome to the FNRad Snowboarding Podcast. I'm Eric Charlson, and it's almost time for Season 2, so here's a little teaser episode.
Wow, this is a great way to climb mountains and come down, you know.
For our reception, our Vulcan buddies brought acid.
I was dropping in and snaking people and causing shit.
I remember calling on the radio, and I'm like, Brushy, where are you? You know?
Craig would do the tricks. He was kind of like the Tony Hawk of snowboarding.
I mean, people just really gravitated to the backcountry.
I liked Craig, but he didn't really care for me too much, because I was a little shithead.
October 6th, I had to go out in the mountains, look around, and I think we found something right. We'll see how it goes.
This is the sound of Bryan Iguchi getting pow turns in early October, the same day that the legendary BC snowboarding crew, the Wildcats, premiered their first movie in 10 years, called Wildcats Never Die.
Nice, brother.
But before the Wildcats movie played, one of Whistler's newest crews, the Manboys, showed off their feature-length self-titled Manboys movie. I caught up with Chris Rasman and Jody Wachniak, both full-grown Manboys, to talk about their movie.
I think movies are kind of dying these days with there just being such a constant flow of content on the internet.
Yep.
So it was like a breath of fresh air for like the Vancouver snowboard community to see a bunch of two huge local movies pop into place. Like obviously the Wildcats are a big deal. Like I looked up to them when I was a little kid. I'm sure Jody did as well. Like I don't know, Wildcats are awesome, and to see their name pop back up and they're just making a movie, not just web edits again. And I don't know, we started the Manboys by making a web series, and we got kind of nostalgic to the movie idea, so we were like, fuck it, we have a big enough name for ourselves right now, let's just make a movie, and we went for it. Last season was a weird one, we traveled a lot, but this season for the movie, it was like 75% Whistler backcountry. Where'd you guys film handrails?
Yeah, we did handrails in Montreal mainly. Everywhere else in Canada was kind of raining, so like Montreal was minus 30 for about 4 days, and then rained for 4 days, and then went back to minus 30, so wasn't ideal jibbing conditions.
It was a way better season in comparison to how shitty last season was, but it wasn't a good season. We were so hyped to finally have decent BC conditions, so we stayed home a lot. Like we filmed in Whistler mostly, we filmed in Revelstoke a little bit, and Jody and I went to Switzerland with Sean Pettit and this TV show, which was random, but yeah, I don't know.
What TV show was it?
It's Sean Pettit's Keep Your Tips Up ski TV show, and
Red Bull TV. It's just like...
And he brought us because Sean's way more down with snowboarding lately. So he's like, I don't want to ski with skiers, I want to ski with snowboarders. So he just brought us to Switzerland. Yeah, it was sweet.
So, what was the Wildcats' influence on the Manboys?
Lifestyle, snowboard style, everything. Like, I don't know. I think for me personally, I'm speaking for myself, and I'm sure it's similar for some of the other guys, but they're a big chunk of why I moved to Whistler. You know, when you graduate high school and you're a little punk, you're like, oh yeah, I want to go to Whistler, be a pro snowboarder, and party like that. Like it's kind of what it is. Like it's as simple.
They sold the lifestyle.
Yeah, they really sold the lifestyle.
I'm over this fucking stupid movie.
That's Browner. Speak of the devil is Chris Brown.
Fuck this movie.
You're done. You're
fuck your movie, fucking
out.
Rasman. Your movie sucks too.
Chris
I don't care. I hate all you.
This guy.
Just joking.
Right here.
That's an alpha cat right here.
It's a real Wildcat. Honestly, our lifestyle is like the shit. It's awesome, but I get like pissed off when we gotta like represent it to everybody. I'm just like, this shit sucks. Fuck you all. But this is what we gotta do. Like this is our lifestyle. So, I don't know. When we gotta put it out there, I fucking hate it. But when we gotta do it, it's the best.
Dude, I feel that.
I don't like it.
That was Wildcat Chris Brown. So obviously by this point things are getting a little loose. I get a couple of drinks in me and I ask the Manboys if they've heard that Craig Kelly would take 3 free riding runs any day he was working with filmers or photographers and force the guys to keep their camera gear in the heli or snowcat and take 3 just for fun because Craig said that if they didn't, they were just pretending to be snowboarders.
We don't get a lot of sun here in the Pacific Northwest, so when there's like a sunny stretch, it kind of turns into all of us like I don't want to say stressing, but for lack of a better term, stressing to try and just like get it done and get shots, because we all want like to produce. We all want to get shit done, and I don't know. Sometimes that can get lost. So
what do you think about that?
I want to do
Craig
more.
Kelly, when he was filming on his biggest trips, he would make sure that mandatory he gets 3 runs a day in the heli.
I think that's
Our
awesome.
crew does not live up to that.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Totally.
I
Like,
actually hate it. It's my biggest problem with the Manboys.
I agree. It's like we don't get enough riding in it. I think that Craig had it right, but the problem is like Jody said, we don't do it enough. We put way too much pressure on ourselves because there's way too much shit in the industry these days. There's way too many people trying to be pro snowboarders. There's
a
lot of
dollar
pressure
from snowboarding is 10 times as hard as it used to be. So
Jeff Pensiero, the founder of Baldface Lodge, told me that same thing when I was there last winter, and he's like, him and Craig were tight, and so hearing him talk about Craig is really cool. And I don't know, but the one thing is like Craig was a snowboarder in a really different era than us, you know.
He was.
And so it's like,
and he was like the first of his kind. Like we're kind of just like we just mentioned the Wildcats, which was way after Craig Kelly. Well, not way after.
Way after. No, it was
Craig
way
Kelly.
after. Yeah.
And then there's us, who's way after the Wildcats. So it's like a completely different scenario than it used to be.
Tracking down Wildcat JF Pelchat was pretty easy because he was wearing an all-pink one-piece snowsuit unzipped to his belly button with nothing underneath.
Well, I'm just looking at what's going on right now in the industry, and it's a bit stale. I think that people are coming out with movie are not showing the true color of snowboarding, and that's what the Wildcat's always been about, showing the other aspect of snowboarding, where it's the lifestyle, it's the good times. And Wildcat's been known for this, and it was time to do that again and get everybody out of the closet and come and celebrate snowboarding, the Wildcats, and in general having a good time. You know, it has to do with passion and never giving up, and of course it's harder for a French Canadian to come to BC and to learn the wheel and get accepted, but really it's all comes down to friendship, and snowboarding is all about friendship in any side of it, and everybody loves each other, and that's why snowboarding is so rad. Yeah, it's crazy because the last part I did was almost 10 years ago, so I had to come out of the closet and try my best, but you know what? I was with my friends having a good time, and that's what matters, you know. I'm not trying to rewrite the wheel here. I'm trying to have a good time and showing that the Wildcats, doesn't matter what age you are, you know, you're a weekend warrior, you're a pro snowboarder, everybody can have fun.
Fucking right. What's your ratio right now of backcountry to resort days?
Well, now that I have kids, I spend a lot of times on the mountain, and that's really fun because I'm rediscovering how fun it is to ride the hill. I used to be a lot of backcountry, and now I'm doing the hill a lot with my kids and myself, and man, it's so easy, man. You don't have to pull up your fucking sled. It's easy. You go up and you rip and you have a good time.
Are your kids on the hill yet?
Oh yeah, my kids are full on the hill. They're crushing it.
Yeah, mine too, man. It's fucking sick. Yeah, thanks, JF.
Yeah, no problem.
The crowd was full of pro snowboarders and industry people from all over BC. Guys like DCP, who's a legend and owns the snowboard company Yes, which we talked about a bit, and some of the board designs he has, and especially the Greats series, which has featured some of our past guests like Damian Sanders, Sean Farmer, Mike Rankwit, just to name a few. Having come up in Quebec and Whistler, he has a lot of love for the Wildcats.
I was always a fan of the Wildcat and a friend of the Wildcat.
Yeah.
And when it first started, we had our own crew, the 418 crew, you know.
418.
So we had 418 going, but meanwhile JF was part of the Wildcat with Dev and all the boys here out west.
Yeah.
And so we were always connected together. And then, you know, obviously over the years we've done stuff together. And
it was cool to see most of the original Wildcats come out to support the event. Cale Stevens, Chris Brown, Dion De La Salle, Rob Dow, and this guy, Devin Walsh.
You know what's crazy, which you might think is crazy? I haven't seen it in its entirety. I've seen sections and pieces. It for sure has the best snowboarding. I don't know about the best partying, but there's some damn good shit in there.
How do you guys find partying 10 years later?
I'm not doing the partying these days, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's just fun to see all the submissions.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, all the boys are carrying the torch.
Sick, dude.
Really well.
How did the Wildcats come into existence?
Just fuck. I mean, that's what the whole movie's about, which is cool. It touches on sort of how it started, and how it influenced a lot of the guys that are in the movie, and sort of how they've taken that, which is cool, which, you know, it's a great question. And, you know, for my point of view, what's up, buddy?
Pleasure to meet you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Stoked for a night, man.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. A fan there, you know.
There you go. It's going to happen.
It's just a bunch of guys getting together and, like, just thinking that we need to make snowboarding fun again. And that's how it all started, kind of.
Sick.
Me and JF produced it.
Yep.
And, well, JF really did. I just kind of hung on. And
Yeah.
then, all the riders.
Was it you and JF?
JF's.
Yeah.
He forced my hand on it. And he followed through, man. He killed it.
Did he?
Yeah, he
Yeah, I've been hearing through the grapevine that he was just killing it last season.
Yeah, and he just came through on all the, like, he's always there. He's making it all happen, all the, like, extra shit.
So Wildcats, a lot of Wildcats are 40 right now?
Yeah, most of our crew's, like, younger.
Yeah.
You know, but a lot, like, Arrow, he, like, he's, you know, he was, like, coming and filming for the early movies.
Yeah.
With Pavo.
Yeah.
And then Ika and, you know, Roman, DCP, those guys grew up. Benji. A lot of the dudes are...
You're still full-time pro snowboarder?
Apparently.
What was your favorite trip from last year? Did you get to Japan or anywhere cool?
I did. I went to Japan the year before. It was amazing. Last year we went to France. It was pretty rad.
Sick. Right on.
I hurt my knee, though, like at the end of the year.
Yeah.
March.
Yeah.
So I missed a lot of good days, so my part really reflects that.
Really?
Not much shit, but... this is a snowboarders snowboard movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no problem, man.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Devin. Yeah.
Shout out to Fortune Sound Club for hosting the premiere. They had screens showing the movie at both ends of the club. I haven't seen a snowboard movie crowd like this in a few years, and it made me really stoked for the upcoming season. As we were heading out the door, Chris Rasman gave us his advice for the next generation of snowboarders thinking of moving to Whistler.
I would honestly just say, just go for it. Like, it's not the most, you know, society, your parents, everyone. The thing to do is, like, go to school and have a secure future, but just fucking do it. It's not that hard. You can get a job really easy up there, and whether you want to be a pro snowboarder or not, you can snowboard every fucking day up there, and Whistler's beautiful, and you just do it. It's not that hard. Go for it.
FNRad shoutouts this week to the Wildcats, the Manboys, Fortune Sound Club, and the Boardroom Snowboard Shop. We'll be back in December, starting December 7th, and every Wednesday until March with new episodes for Season 2. FNRad Snowboarding Podcast is brought to you by BR Productions.